I woke up tired for 20 years. Nothing helped. Not more sleep. Not energy drinks. Not coffee. But one simple change, exposing myself to morning light, shifted everything. If you've been living in fatigue, this story is for you. Part 1. The morning that broke me. For 20 years, mornings felt like punishment. No matter how early I went to bed, no matter how long I stayed under the covers, I woke up tired. Bone tired. Mind foggy. Muscles heavy. Eyes burning like I hadn't slept at all. It started in my early 50s. At first, I blamed stress. Work was demanding. The kids were growing up and life never slowed down. But even after I retired, even when the house became quiet, the exhaustion remained. I remember one particular morning, cold, gray, midwinter. I had slept for 9 hours. My alarm hadn't even gone off. And still, when I sat on the edge of my bed, I felt like I had just climbed a mountain in my sleep. I shuffled to the kitchen. My joints ached. My thoughts were scattered. I forgot why I had entered the room. My face looked sunken in the mirror, like someone had erased all the color and light. Something was wrong, but every doctor told me the same thing. You're getting older. Everyone feels this way after 60. Maybe try getting more exercise. I nodded, politely. But deep down, I knew this wasn't normal aging. This was something else. And I wasn't going to accept it as my new reality. Part 2. The desperation years. The worst part wasn't the fatigue itself. It was what it stole from me. I stopped making morning plans. I avoided phone calls before noon. I gave up gardening, early walks, breakfast with friends. My mornings became a blur of half-hearted coffee, blank staring, and waiting for my body to catch up to my mind, or maybe the other way around. My wife used to ask, gently, "Are you feeling okay today?" I would always answer, "Just tired." But it wasn't just tired. It was tired plus heaviness in my chest. Tired plus brain fog. Tired plus a feeling that life was sliding quietly past me and I wasn't keeping up. I tried everything. New mattresses. Melatonin and magnesium. Herbal teas. Breathing exercises. Meditation apps. Even sleeping pills, which made things worse. Each time I hoped. Each time I was disappointed. Until one afternoon, at a community health talk, a nutritionist said something that changed everything. "You don't feel tired because you're getting older," she said. "You feel tired because your body doesn't know when to rest anymore." That line hit me hard. She explained that many adults lose their circadian rhythm as they age, not because of lack of sleep, but because of the way their internal clocks get confused. And then she said something I'll never forget. If you wake up exhausted, don't start with sleep. Start with light. Part 3. The one thing that changed everything. It sounded too simple to be true. But for the first time in years, I felt a sliver of hope. I dug deeper. Circadian rhythm, your body's 24-hour internal clock, controls everything from sleep to hormone release, digestion to cognition. And it's driven by light. The problem? As we age, we stop getting morning sunlight. We spend more time indoors. We wake up later. We scroll on phones before bed. And our internal clocks? They get scrambled. I read that just 10 to 15 minutes of morning light exposure can realign your circadian rhythm, leading to deeper nighttime sleep, faster sleep onset, higher morning energy, improved cortisol rhythm, your natural wake-up hormone, reduced inflammation and improved mood. So I decided to try something radical and embarrassingly simple. Every morning, within 30 minutes of waking, I stepped outside, rain or shine, for 15 minutes of direct sunlight. No sunglasses. No phone. Just standing, walking slowly, sometimes sitting with a coffee, and letting the natural morning light hit my eyes and skin. The first day felt odd. The second day, I yawned less. By day 4, I noticed I was waking up before the alarm. And by day 7, something happened I hadn't experienced in years. I woke up feeling refreshed. My mind was clear. My body felt light. There was no lag, no confusion, no dread. Just energy. I walked into the kitchen and, for the first time in ages, I didn't need coffee to start my day. The one thing that changed my life wasn't a pill. It wasn't a supplement. It wasn't even something I added to my body. It was sunlight. Part 4. Why light is more powerful than sleep itself. We think sleep is the cure for fatigue. And it is, partly. But here's what most people don't know: light is what controls sleep. Not the other way around. Your body runs on a built-in 24-hour rhythm called the circadian rhythm, and it's regulated primarily by your exposure to natural light, especially in the morning. Here's how it works. The retina in your eye contains special cells that detect natural sunlight, particularly blue-spectrum light in the early hours. That light travels straight to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the clock in your brain, and tells your body, it's daytime. Wake up. Get alert. In response, your body raises cortisol levels, a healthy rise, not stress-induced, and begins the chain of hormonal activity that leads to better metabolism, sharper cognition, and most importantly, deep sleep later that night. Now, imagine this. If you don't get natural light in the morning, if you stay inside, turn on artificial lights, or scroll in dim rooms, your body has no idea what time it is. As a result, cortisol is released at the wrong times. Melatonin production gets delayed. Sleep becomes shallow, delayed, and restless. Fatigue accumulates even if you're technically sleeping for 8 hours. So when you wake up feeling exhausted, it's often not a sleep problem, it's a light problem. And the solution? A daily 10 to 20 minute dose of morning light. That's it. And the best part? It's free. No side effects. And it starts working in just 3 to 7 days. Part 5. What I felt after just 1 week. I didn't expect much when I started. 15 minutes of sunlight before breakfast didn't sound like a cure. But by day 4, I realized I hadn't hit the snooze button once. By day 6, I was falling asleep faster at night. I didn't toss and turn. I didn't wake up drenched in worry. And on day 7, something happened that felt almost emotional. I woke up early, before my alarm. I stretched. I smiled. And for the first time in 20 years, I said aloud, I feel rested. My wife noticed too. You're glowing, she said. Was it just the sun? Maybe. But science suggests otherwise. Because morning light does more than fix your sleep. It boosts your mood-regulating chemicals, like serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. Multiple studies show that exposure to natural light reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety, improves cognitive function and focus, balances blood pressure, enhances insulin sensitivity, and even reduces chronic inflammation, the silent culprit behind fatigue. So when I stood outside each morning, I wasn't just resetting my clock. I was lowering my inflammation, balancing my hormones, and giving my brain and body the signal they've been missing for years. It's time to wake up and thrive. Part 6. The simple morning routine that worked for me. Let me walk you through exactly what I do now, every single day. Within 30 minutes of waking up, I step outside. No sunglasses. No phone. No distractions. I walk slowly down the street or just sit on the porch. I aim for 10 to 20 minutes of natural light, depending on the weather. Even on cloudy days, the outdoor light is dozens of times more powerful than indoor bulbs. While I'm outside, I breathe deeply. I sip warm water or tea. I think of it as my sunrise reset. Then, and only then, I start my day. I don't check my phone first. I don't watch the news. I let my body come online, naturally. Some days, I stretch lightly after the walk. Other days, I just head into the kitchen and make breakfast. But the sunlight always comes first. And guess what? Now I don't need sleep aids, excess caffeine, or midday naps. My energy stays steady. My mood stays stable. And I finally feel like I've gotten my life back. All from doing one small thing differently. Getting outside early, every day. Part 7. The nighttime mistakes that quietly ruin your morning. For a long time, I focused only on my sleep duration, not realizing that when I slept and how I prepared for bed mattered just as much. Even with morning sunlight, I found my sleep quality still fluctuated. Some nights I'd drift off peacefully. Others, I'd lie awake with a racing mind. It wasn't until I looked at my nighttime routine that I uncovered a few silent saboteurs. Mistake number 1, bright indoor lights after sunset. My living room had bright white LED bulbs. And I thought nothing of flipping them on at 8 or 9 p.m. But these lights emit strong blue light, which tricks your brain into thinking it's midday. Result? Your brain suppresses melatonin, the hormone you need to fall asleep, and your circadian rhythm gets delayed. Mistake number 2, screen exposure before bed. Even 30 minutes of scrolling in bed, whether it was the news, a TV show, or social media, was enough to delay my melatonin production by hours. I'd fall asleep later, wake up groggy, and wonder why. Mistake number 3, eating too close to bedtime. I used to snack late, especially sugary or salty foods. But digesting food elevates body temperature and keeps your metabolism active when it should be winding down. In essence, I was signaling to my body, stay awake. Stay alert. Even though I was already in bed. Once I understood these patterns, I made a few changes, and they made a world of difference. Part 8. The 3 pre-sleep changes that helped me fall asleep faster. Change number 1, I dimmed my home by 8 p.m. I swapped out bright LEDs with warm, amber-hued bulbs in the bedroom and living room. I used table lamps instead of overhead lights. My eyes began to relax earlier, and my brain responded accordingly, naturally boosting melatonin production. Change number 2, I set a tech curfew. No screens after 8:30 p.m., and never in the bedroom. I kept my phone out of reach and replaced scrolling with something calmer, a warm shower, light reading, or just quiet reflection. Even just 3 nights of this in my sleep onset time, how long it took to fall asleep, dropped dramatically. No more lying awake waiting for my brain to shut down. Change number 3, I shifted my last meal. Dinner by 6:30 p.m. And if I really needed something, I'd have a light, sleep-friendly snack like a handful of almonds or a warm turmeric milk around 8. The result? I stopped feeling bloated at bedtime. My heart rate slowed sooner. And sleep arrived without resistance. These weren't dramatic changes. But they worked with my body, not against it. And over the next few nights, I noticed something else. My dreams came back. Vivid, peaceful. Restorative. I wasn't just sleeping, I was moving through the natural phases of deep sleep, including REM, which helps the brain process memory and emotions. And it all started with respecting the natural rhythm of light, food, and rest. Part 9. The link between blood sugar, cortisol, and fatigue. There's one more layer to this, and it's something most people miss. When you wake up tired despite sleeping well, there's a strong chance that your blood sugar and cortisol levels are misaligned. Here's what I learned. Eating sugary or high-carb meals late at night spikes your blood sugar. As your body tries to regulate it during sleep, it may cause midnight cortisol surges, leading to shallow sleep, early waking, or feeling drained in the morning. Over time, this pattern builds into a kind of metabolic confusion, where your body doesn't know whether it's supposed to rest or mobilize energy. I used to wake up between 3 to 4 a.m. regularly, heart pounding, slightly sweaty. I thought it was anxiety. But it was actually a blood sugar crash from what I ate the night before. Once I balanced my meals, more protein, healthy fats, fewer refined carbs in the evening, those wake-ups vanished. And with better sleep came better mornings. My inflammation markers, like joint stiffness and puffiness, improved. My mental clarity sharpened. And my energy, finally, began to feel stable again. In the end, I realized, fatigue isn't a mystery. It's a message. And when you listen to it, not fear it, you can reverse the pattern that's been draining you for years. Part 10. Energy isn't just about sleep, it's how you start your day. One of the most surprising things I discovered was that morning decisions shape the entire day's energy. And I don't just mean breakfast. It begins with what you do in the first 30 minutes after waking up. Before this change, I had a bad habit of waking up and immediately reaching for my phone. News, texts, social media. My eyes would scan information, but my body hadn't caught up. It was like throwing fuel on a cold engine, it sputtered and stalled. Here's what I do now, and it's made all the difference. Step 1. I hydrate first. I keep a glass of water beside my bed and drink it before I do anything else. Overnight, your body loses a significant amount of water through breathing and sweating, even if you don't feel it. Dehydration first thing in the morning leads to headaches, dizziness, and slower brain function. Step 2. I expose myself to light. As you know by now, natural morning light is non-negotiable. It's what tells your body, time to wake up. Time to create energy. Step 3. I move, even gently. Nothing intense. Just a 5-minute walk, some stretching, or a light yoga flow. This activates the lymphatic system, improves circulation, and signals your muscles that the day has begun. You don't need to work out, just move. And most importantly, I avoid stimulants for the first hour. No coffee. No sugar. Let the body naturally rise. By starting slow and steady, I avoid the crash that used to hit by 10 a.m. And my energy lasts longer into the afternoon. Part 11. How I eat to maintain steady energy, without sugar or stimulants. For years, I ate a typical breakfast: toast, cereal, juice, sometimes fruit. I thought it was healthy. But within an hour, I felt sluggish, foggy, and starving again. What I didn't understand is that simple carbs spike your blood sugar, especially in the morning when your cortisol is already elevated. This leads to a quick burst of energy, followed by a crash. Here's how I changed it, and how I recommend structuring energy-friendly meals. Prioritize protein in the morning. Eggs, Greek yogurt, protein shakes, or even lentils. Your body uses protein to build neurotransmitters that keep your brain alert and your mood balanced. Add healthy fats. A handful of walnuts, a slice of avocado, a spoon of chia or flax seed. These help slow digestion and extend energy release through the morning. Reduce or skip added sugars. Most cereals, pastries, and even granola bars are loaded with hidden sugar. They light up your brain quickly, and then leave it in the dark. Stay hydrated. Many times, what feels like hunger is actually dehydration. I drink herbal tea or lemon water with a pinch of sea salt to maintain hydration and minerals. And here's what surprised me most: I stopped needing naps. I used to crash hard by mid-afternoon. Now, I stay mentally sharp and physically light until evening, simply by fueling better in the morning. Your first meal isn't just about calories, it's a signal to your metabolism. Feed it wisely, and it rewards you with clarity and calm stamina. Part 12. The movement mindset that replaced my afternoon slumps. I once believed that movement drained energy. I was wrong. Now I know, gentle movement restores it. Especially after meals and during the afternoon dip. After lunch, I used to sit down and stay seated for hours. Watching TV, reading, or just zoning out. But I learned that this is the worst thing for digestion, blood sugar, and afternoon energy. Here's what works for me now. A 10-minute walk after eating. It helps stabilize blood sugar, kickstarts digestion, and gently awakens the nervous system without overstimulation. Stretching at 3 p.m. instead of snacking. When I feel that post-lunch tiredness, I no longer reach for sweets or caffeine. Instead, I stand up, roll my shoulders, twist my spine, or stretch my calves. Even 3 minutes reboots my alertness better than coffee ever did. Movement is mood medicine. On hard days, when fatigue creeps in or brain fog sets in, I remind myself, movement isn't punishment, it's fuel. A short walk, a round of deep breaths, or even standing by an open window can shift your whole physiology. The point isn't to burn calories. It's to stimulate circulation and flow. When your body moves, your mitochondria, the energy centers of your cells, wake up and start producing the energy your body needs to thrive. This movement mindset helped me turn afternoons from a crash zone into a second wind. Part 13. The sleep nutrients I was missing without realizing. For years, I thought I was eating well. My diet was mostly balanced. I avoided processed food. I stayed hydrated. But something was still missing, key nutrients that directly support sleep and energy. I discovered this after speaking with a sleep nutritionist. She asked me one question. Have you ever tested your magnesium or B vitamin levels? I hadn't. Turns out, many adults over 60 become deficient in minerals and vitamins that help regulate sleep cycles, nervous system calm, hormonal balance, energy production at the cellular level. Here are 3 that changed my nights and my mornings. 1. Magnesium, especially magnesium glycinate. This mineral supports over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. It's especially vital for relaxing muscles, calming the nervous system, and promoting deeper sleep. I started taking 200 to 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate after dinner, and within days, my muscle twitches stopped. My legs felt lighter. My sleep felt deeper. 2. Vitamin B complex, with B6 and B12. These support brain energy, mood regulation, and the formation of melatonin. I started a low-dose B complex supplement in the mornings and noticed clearer thinking and better focus throughout the day. 3. Glycine and L-theanine, natural amino acids. Both of these gently calm the nervous system without making you groggy. I sip a small cup of warm glycine tea before bed, and it acts like a soft blanket on my brain. These aren't miracle pills. But they correct small imbalances that can have a huge impact over time, especially as our bodies age and absorb nutrients less efficiently. Always consult with your doctor before starting anything new. But if you've been waking up tired even after sleeping, a simple nutrient panel might be your missing puzzle piece. Part 14. How my bedroom was secretly ruining my sleep. I used to think a bed was just a bed. As long as I had a mattress and some pillows, I figured the rest didn't matter. But once I started optimizing for true rest, I realized my bedroom environment was working against me. Here's what I changed, and what made a powerful difference. 1. Total darkness. I had small night lights, an alarm clock with glowing numbers, and street light seeping through the window. I replaced all of them. Now I use blackout curtains, no electronic lights, and if I need to move around, I use a dim red flashlight that doesn't suppress melatonin. 2. Temperature control. Your body naturally lowers its temperature at night to initiate sleep. But my bedroom was too warm, around 75 degrees Fahrenheit 24 degrees Celsius. Now I keep it between 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, and I fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. 3. White noise and air quality. I bought a simple white noise machine and a small HEPA air purifier. The quiet hum blocks street noise and keeps the air clean and fresh. I hadn't realized how dust and allergens were subtly disturbing my rest. 4. Bed and pillow support. My old mattress had subtle dips that made my lower back ache. I upgraded to a medium-firm mattress and replaced my pillows with orthopedic ones that align my neck. The result? Fewer aches, deeper rest, and better spinal alignment, all of which contribute to better energy the next day. Think of your bedroom like a sleep laboratory. Every small improvement compounds. And remember, you don't need fancy tools, just thoughtful choices that promote peace and reduce stimulation. Part 15. The wind-down ritual that finally worked. The last piece of the puzzle was how I transitioned into sleep. Before, my nights were rushed or scattered. I'd flip through channels, scroll my phone, brush my teeth, and climb into bed without warning. My body had no signal that it was time to shut down. Now I treat the last hour before sleep like sacred ground. Here's my current wind-down ritual. 9 p.m., screens off. Phones go on airplane mode. No TV, no news, no overstimulation. 9:10 p.m., light stretching or a warm bath. Gentle movement or a 10-minute soak helps calm my muscles and drop body temperature slightly, which signals the brain to prepare for sleep. 9:30 p.m., magnesium tea or warm turmeric milk. This has become a relaxing ritual, something warm, soothing, and nutrient-rich. Sometimes I read a few pages of a calming book or write a gratitude line in a journal. 9:50 p.m., I dim all lights and start deep breathing. Even just 5 minutes of slow, mindful breaths, inhale 4 counts, exhale 6, lowers my heart rate and activates my parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. 10 p.m., I go to bed without resistance. No more battling with sleep. I allow the process to happen. By creating a consistent, predictable pattern, my body now knows, when this routine starts, sleep is coming. And it comes peacefully, without pills, without tossing, without noise. Part 16. What changed after 30 days of following this ritual? When I first committed to changing my mornings, my meals, my light exposure, and my nights, I expected small improvements. Maybe less grogginess. Maybe slightly better sleep. What I didn't expect was to feel like myself again. After 30 days of following this new rhythm, I no longer hit the snooze button. My knees felt lighter, as if inflammation was retreating. My energy stayed consistent until dinner, no more 2 p.m. crashes. My brain, once foggy by noon, stayed sharp well into the evening. Most importantly, I wanted to engage with life again. The heaviness, both physical and mental, began to lift. And it wasn't just me who noticed. Friends began saying I looked rested. My wife mentioned how I had started laughing again, full, deep laughs she hadn't heard in years. Even my doctor was surprised. My inflammation markers were down. My resting heart rate had improved. I had lost a few pounds, without dieting, just by balancing energy naturally. I wasn't pushing through the day anymore. I was living it. And that's when I knew this wasn't a temporary fix. This was a return to natural alignment. Part 17. Why so many people over 60 feel tired, and don't know why. If you're over 60 and constantly tired, know this: you're not lazy, broken, or alone. Fatigue in older adults is often misdiagnosed. It's blamed on just getting older. But aging does not have to mean dragging through the day. What's often really going on? Disrupted circadian rhythm from years of artificial light and irregular routines. Low-level inflammation from sugar, stress, or poor gut health. Micronutrient deficiencies, especially in magnesium, B vitamins, omega-3s. Overuse of stimulants like caffeine that burn out adrenal rhythm. Lack of gentle movement leading to poor circulation and stiffness. Environmental misalignment, sleeping in loud, hot, or bright rooms. The truth is, your body wants to heal. It wants to align with light, food, rest, and movement in ways that nourish rather than deplete. You don't need extreme diets. You don't need biohacking gadgets. You just need to return to rhythm. And that rhythm starts with the first light you see in the morning, and ends with the last moment of stillness at night. Part 18. If you're always tired, start here. Maybe you've lived like I did, for 20, 30, even 40 years, waking up tired and going to bed frustrated. Maybe you've tried all the common advice. Just get 8 hours. Drink more coffee. Take this energy supplement. But if you've read this far, you know, those things don't fix the root. So where should you begin? Start with just one small promise. Backhand index pointing right tomorrow morning, step outside within 30 minutes of waking up. Backhand index pointing right, stay there for 10 minutes. No phone. No sunglasses. Just you in the morning. Do it again the next day. And the next. Then shift your breakfast. Add some protein. Drop the sugar. Hydrate first. Delay your caffeine. Then, just once this week, go to bed without screens. Turn the lights down. Sit quietly before sleep. That's it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change everything overnight. But you do need to begin. Because the energy you're missing? It's not lost. It's just been waiting. Waiting for you to remember how to wake up naturally. How to fuel with care. How to rest with purpose. And once you find it again, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it.